Hey, it's Todd Ault. It is June 7th. It is the 88th episode of Risk On, what may be the greatest show about risk ever, although that's a forward-looking statement. And I'll tell you what happened to me this weekend. This weekend, I had a meeting with a guy who all he does is event coordination and in Vegas, and he's totally connected. And the Risk On conference is on, and I'm so excited about it.
Let's go.
I'm going to have news in the next week on the dates and times. It was an amazing meeting. This guy is a little serendipity hitting me again. Lucky.
Yeah.
Just like Biogen getting approved, maybe helping
Ooh.
another stock. But I can't talk about that. Marshall Wilkinson in the house.
Great to be here.
Dude, everyone loves you. So smart.
Thank you, man.
Maybe your Harvard vibes.
I love everybody.
I didn't get to go to Harvard. I was at Harvard, but I didn't get to go to Harvard. I was at Brigham and Women's. Jason, what's up?
Speaking of Harvard, there's a professor at Yale, psychiatrist. We're going to get into that a little bit later. Some scary stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Skyla, what's up?
So I'm reading the comments over here. Double Trouble Dive Adventures said LA Story playing at the conference. They should open for us at the conference.
No, they are. I already
They
told
already
you.
are?
I already
That would
told
be
you we're going to
great.
have them. We're going to have a bunch of people at this conference.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty excited
That'll be
about
so
it.
fun.
I'm really excited about what he said to me because he said, Todd, here's what I'm thinking. Now, I want to make sure everyone clear. It's not a done deal in terms of how it's going to be structured, but I already have a couple guest speakers. We're going to line up all these great speakers. A lot about risk, a lot about trading, investing, starting a company. But he told me, hey, if you just cover F&B, they'll throw in the big rooms, they'll do a lot of things. So it was a lot of better opportunities than I understood.
Build back better? Oh, wait. Too soon?
A lot of opportunities around this conference, and I'm very excited because listen, it's still going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars, but well spent for the people out there.
And
I'm thinking that we're going to have, it will be virtual, so we'll have a virtual setting for the conference. You don't have to be here. And then if you're going to be in person, that's going to be a whole different experience in person.
Yes,
We know you're speaking.
definitely. Looking forward to it.
And actually going to be hosting it with me. We know Jason's going to be there. We know Skyla's going to be there. I got a couple other guests that are, and some bigger names too, like people that are much bigger names than we are. I mean, I'm no one, right? I mean, we got big, like really well-known names you're going to be kind of blown away by. I'm a little blown away right now.
Awesome.
I got to get over this. I'm also blown away about Biogen getting approval. What do you think of that?
Unbelievable.
Not a great drug. I know people that were on the drug during the trials, but there's been nothing approved for Alzheimer's in 20 years. And if you remember, just like ED, erectile dysfunction, when Viagra got approved, a few years later, other drugs got approved, and the space got bigger. At one point, Lipitor was a big deal. That was the only thing really reducing cholesterol. Then, of course, all kinds of other drugs for reducing cholesterol came out. The statins out there, right?
Correct. Yep.
And so there's a lot of room out there, and I'm excited that someone is helping people with Alzheimer's. That's the most important thing. My father, unfortunately, is not going to be able to be helped because we decided to put him into a home this weekend. Because it was simply impossible to take care of my father.
Yeah, I know.
My mom was doing it by herself. My father had grown angry and difficult and doesn't really know who my mom is anymore. And so, unfortunately, in the next couple of weeks, she's going to have to go into assisted, full-time care, right?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, what I'm working on probably won't be able to be. It doesn't matter anyway. It's too far, right? But I love to see the breakthrough with Biogen. At least they got something approved. At least the minimum the government could do for people out there was get them the minimal treatment.
It's a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal when I get a text from my mother that she heard about Biogen.
Sure.
I mean, that's how big a deal that is.
Sure. Hey, Jason, let's get right to the market today. What happened with the actual indexes out there?
Hey, shout out to Papa G, always in the house supporting us and Risk On. I appreciate it. The indexes, actually the Dow was down 125 today. The overall markets were just meh today, but, our portfolio was booming today, which is always nice. Dow finished up 34, actually down 126, 34,630. The Nasdaq and the tech stocks actually finished and rallied green, 13,881, and the S&P was down 3 to 4,226. Bitcoin, should we get into it now or should we wait? It's up to you there, Marshall.
Let's roll.
You're my macro man.
Let's go.
Bitcoin down on the back of a few statements. A couple I'm disappointed in from the previous president, Donald J. Trump, 35,600. Did you see what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what we're looking at here is...
I disagree, obviously.
Well, yeah, obviously. We're looking at President Trump said that the Bitcoin was competition to the U.S. dollar and that he is a little bit fearful of it. I think he respects it.
He's right.
Yeah. So... that's where we have some pressure here. Nick, if you want to go to our screen here, Forbes.com. I mean, it seems like a scam.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what I was upset about.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you don't get more of an insider than the presidency.
right.
Right. So, I mean, Bitcoin is DeFi. We're decentralizing finance. It's a totally separate financial system.
Yep.
He can't possibly like it.
No, and also he's a gold bug. He is.
Yeah. Well, everything he's got is gold.
Yeah. I mean, he is the
Well,
gold
so we
bug.
agree with him there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Trump Tower allegedly with gold toilets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, some of the things he said was
There's no allegedly, by the way.
what's that?
No, that is gold.
There's gold.
Yeah.
What?
Not allegedly gold toilets.
Oh, they are gold toilets?
Dude, trust me, Trump's got gold everywhere.
His suite is all Louis the 13th
Yeah, Louis
furniture.
13-ish stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Well, when he was on Stuart Varney today, he did make those comments. Bitcoin did fall about 1.5%. I mean, he doesn't have the effect that Elon has, obviously.
No.
But he said it seems like a scam. I'm quoting Bitcoin. It just seems like a scam. Trump said, "I don't like it because it's another currency competing against the dollar. I want the dollar to be the currency of the world." That's what I've always said. Okay.
Yeah, very difficult when you continue to debase it.
I love how these politicians want to talk about. Let's be clear, okay? Bitcoin, it was used in the hack for the Colonial pipeline. Really? And fiat currency's not been used in any crime? Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Really? No ransoms were in U.S. fiat currency?
Right.
Come on, man. You walk up to an ATM machine, you get robbed, it's for fiat currency.
Can I just tell you something about that currency? About the ransom. Nick, if you go to my screen here. I'm sure they're not disappointed that they recovered $2.3 million in Bitcoin paid in the Colonial pipeline ransom.
How'd they recover it? Oh, no, you got to read that.
So that's half of it. Wasn't it a $5 million payout?
Slow down and tell us how you get it back.
Let's see here. It looks like U.S. law enforcement officials said Monday they were able to recover 2.3.
That's because it's a public
Let's
ledger.
see.
It's not what what they're painting it out to be, that this is a thing for criminals. It's a public ledger. All it is a string of numbers and letters, so it doesn't say Todd, Ault, or Marshall Wilkinson.
Yeah.
It's a unique ID, but we all can see it.
Yeah.
It can be traced.
They seized the wallets that were
Yeah.
being hosted in Northern California.
There you go.
Yep, that's how they got it.
And you could trace the wallets to where you bought it from online and the credit card that
Yep.
was used. I mean, very basic,
Dark side, they got them.
law and
they
order
putting that
stuff.
out?
Dark side of the moon. No, they won't put that. Doesn't fit the narrative. It is out here though. It's on.
I
Actually,
got to tell you, I saw
CNBC did cover it. Credit to them.
Good. I saw a terrible thing about the shooting. Not the shooting. You remember the woman that was getting stabbed by someone and the cop in Ohio shot her?
Yes.
DeSantis did something on that. I sent it to you.
Okay.
And which he talked about how it was presented on TV.
Yes.
And how it was edited. Right? And I'm like, oh my God, if this is even remotely true, it's terrible.
So I remember the situation. It was one girl, African American,
Yeah.
trying to accost and actually stab another African American girl, and law enforcement officer decided that he would have to use deadly force in order to save the life.
Yeah, and
of,
they tried to. What the show said was, or what DeSantis said was, they purely were going after the cop. They didn't care about the facts.
Right.
They wanted to make this cop look bad for shooting a black woman.
And in fact, was it the same incident that LeBron tweeted and popped
That's
off
it.
before
Yep.
he even knew the facts?
Yep, that's it.
that's the incident.
I also saw that LeBron didn't make the playoffs.
He didn't shake the hands of his opponent either. He's such a man. I don't know.
Oh, careful there.
Yeah.
He didn't make the playoffs.
I'm not hating on him. He's polarizing. You either
Yeah.
love him or you hate him. I just don't like him. I mean, I don't like him at all. So I'm not going to pull any punches.
Well, I saw a thing about why do we consider him a GOAT?
yeah,
And then you see some of his behavior.
yeah,
Well, Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
yeah. Of course.
Oh, he is the GOAT.
Come on, he's the GOAT.
No
Can't
doubt
be
about it.
touched.
Dude, I've been watching some old stuff on Jordan. Do you see that show he did? That
Oh,
whole
yeah.
that
The Last Dance.
The Last Dance.
Of course.
Was that amazing?
It's fantastic.
Dude, I was like, was
I
kind of
love
thrilled
Michael
about
Jordan.
I'll finish through here. We had a little aside there with Bitcoin, Ethereum 2720.
I love that.
Ratios 13 to 14. Ethereum staying strong.
It's going to break out.
But
I have a
Ethereum-
whole thesis on it.
yeah,
But
we're gonna,
Ethereum, though, the thing with Ethereum is it's the backbone of this NFT thing.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And so it's got a purpose in life. It's a separate purpose than sort of what Bitcoin has, which is kind of stored value.
Bingo.
But I never get this thesis across very well, but technology change is the older people like Donald Trump, and he's older. They don't want to embrace those changes. I didn't want to embrace those changes. I remember when I was 18 or 19 years old, I got an LA cellular phone. It was $1,400 for a Mitsubishi Diamantel car phone. It was like $1.80 a minute with LA Cellular. And I'm like, why do I need this stupid phone when I can use a payphone or a pager?
Yeah.
and you were probably balling in your two-door Acura Legend 6-speed manual.
No, but it was a
Nissan Maxima?
a Volkswagen Cabriolet convertible. It was
Oh,
nice,
okay.
With a
white,
car phone.
with BBS rims and a car phone.
Marshall and I spoke about that.
Those
like
were the days,
Maxima,
man.
the Legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought
yeah.
I was that guy,
Little
right?
antenna on the
Yep,
back.
yep.
And my point is that technology changes. When I was part of Patient Safety Technologies, Surgicount Medical, I bought a company that basically scanned into the sterile field to prevent sponges from being left behind the body, to count them. I was told that the healthcare establishment, for something to become the standard of care, took like between 10 and 20 years. I'm like, why? And he goes, because doctors don't change their mind.
Yeah.
Once they do something a certain way, they do something a certain way.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can't stop cryptocurrency. It's not going to stop. There's no way. It's not going to happen. There's no way they're stopping Bitcoin. And in fact, you will ensure its success by fighting it.
Definitely.
The harder you fight it, the more there's going to be a certain group of people that dig in. And by the way, this narrative that you can't capture anybody is wrong.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
tracked it.
Totally.
Yeah, they tracked him and got him.
Definitely. In some aspects, it's easier with crypto than it is with fiat
Yeah.
Fiat's cash.
because it's a public ledger.
Yeah.
Haven't you always wondered, like, if you're driving down the road and there's a armored car and the door flies open, and you go and there's a bag and you go get the bag and there's 10 million of cash.
Marked bills.
No, they're not marked. There's
Okay.
10 million of
Okay.
cash,
Okay.
and you drive home with the bag and you go, what do I do? What do you do? What do you do with all that cash?
Yeah.
Where do you put it all?
Behind the walls.
Do you call someone and give it back?
Yeah.
You found cash. Does anyone know you found the cash? Come on, man.
What a dilemma.
Yeah, what a dilemma, right? That happens occasionally. You come across cash. That's what happens.
Sure.
It's Bitcoin's not going away. Anyways,
No,
Jason,
absolutely
anything
not.
else that we
I mean,
didn't
they'll
cover?
tax it into oblivion if they get a hold of if they can maintain the House and the Senate. I bet they try to smash that thing.
See, if they tax it into oblivion, right, it becomes more of a store of value, Bitcoin specifically, more of a store of value, and the lending economy that's been built around it, that ecosystem,
Sure.
people will just borrow against their asset and never sell it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
And then it becomes even more of a Veblen good, and it soars even further in price because nobody's selling
Jason,
it.
did you have anything else on the
I
market?
wanted to talk a little bit about so oil is testing $70, just shy of it again today. Gold back over 1900. Silver is money, by the way, $28 an ounce, and copper's over 450 still.
I love silver. I just wish it wasn't so manipulated.
I know, man. And
Like-
in the Oz behind the curtain, allegedly J.P. Morgan, they've been fined billions in the past.
Yeah,
it's
J.P.
safe
Morgan.
to say, yeah, of course.
I've heard the silver story for so long,
Yep.
and I've bought into that narrative. It just never comes to
It's,
fruition.
yeah, I know.
One of our audience members, Mike, he said, question, if it's so traceable, doesn't it ruin the main purpose of crypto, which is autonomy?
Well, no, it is
Anonymity,
It is
actually,
anonymous as your IDs and your wallet IDs don't say Mike Laterzo. It's anonymous in that respect.
Right.
But it is a public ledger. But by the way, it's not the purpose of crypto is not to have some anonymity where you can do these nefarious transactions.
Yeah, I don't think it was invented with the concept that you just could commit crimes and not get
Yeah,
caught.
no,
I think it
totally.
was invented with the idea that no government controlled the issuance of it. And so the value became permanent. There was only a certain number of them. You had to expend energy to mine them. So you had to figure out how to mine and get more crypto. And that energy you spent required real dollars, therefore real value was put behind
And
it.
creating that network.
Right, and creating the network,
Yeah,
right.
correct. I mean, that's right.
I don't think people are objecting to the idea. I mean, I have my crypto at Coinbase.
Yeah.
I'm a crypto
Yeah.
trader.
Yeah.
Literally, and I have it at because Robinhood, because I moved to Nevada, they don't do it in Nevada, so I moved it to Webull. They can find out what I have.
Sure.
Of course.
Sure, of course.
I mean,
It's not in
the
cold
concept
storage. It's
is-
on an
yeah,
exchange.
Yeah. The concept. I mean, you can go to cold storage and hide it from people that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
you,
still
you
the
have,
network codes are. Then the codes are the codes, though.
Exactly. You have the keys.
You have the keys, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's partially part of the bad branding and marketing that it got in its early days.
Sure.
And that seems like that stigma is kind of lasting.
I did the work last night for some reason. I saw a video on TikTok about the guy who bought the 2 pizzas, and I did the mathematics to know those 2 pizzas are now $360 million. Wow.
That's insanity.
By the way, when it went to 60,000, they were almost $500 million pizzas. $250 million a pizza at one point.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insanity. Yeah.
That's
And a lot of
insane.
lost Bitcoin, by the way.
Yeah.
Remember when
Yeah,
they
for
were
sure.
giving out Bitcoin and those little tokens
Yeah.
at conferences, and you got like, you could Satoshis, you got a little bit of Bitcoin.
Yeah, you
and
can get an actual physical one. I remember
Yeah.
they had that down on Wall Street.
They were
had, like,
giving
a
them
little
out and
booth,
stuff like that.
Yep.
Funny part about Bitcoin, a lot of people went to jail over that Bitcoin stuff. The way they were, there's a story about a documentary on the history of it and how people were Silk Road and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that
BitConnect,
stuff.
Yeah,
All the,
yeah.
all
Mt.
the,
Gox
all
and
the
stuff like
lending
that.
MLMs and all that, like BitConnect and
Yeah.
some of these other ones. Yeah.
One of the questions: how do you feel about esports stocks? So let's leave that on the screen. We're going to get back to this because we're not into that section real quickly here.
No.
I got. I have a
ahead.
neighbor in my tower where I live. I got some interesting information. Yeah, the esports. There's a particular token that I'm interested in, and maybe we'll talk about.
I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna spell the word. I don't even know if I really want to say it. If those of you paying attention to Elon this weekend, I just think he lowered himself to a new low here. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's thinking. He may be proving that we're all just listening to him so he can control whatever. But on something called blank rocket, he came out liking this blank rocket cryptocurrency.
I saw that.
I'm like thinking,
He's
what are you-
so
what are you-
irresponsible.
What are you doing, dude?
That was
I mean,
crazy.
He's making us look like fools. Like I don't even. I mean, he's an evil genius, basically, a mad genius. What the heck? And he did this dating thing where he split up with Bitcoin. It doesn't.
I
make
saw
it-
that.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah, I saw that meme. He's incredibly irresponsible. You know how much normal people have lost wealth in their investments because of his stupid tweets?
Yeah, he's becoming like. Listen, I'm not going to take away Solar City, SpaceX. What he's done to electrify the country. There's a
Right.
bunch of wonderful things he's done.
Yeah, paid for by
PayPal.
you, by the way.
Yeah.
Paid for by me, by
Tax
the way.
credits.
And so and that's the greater point here. It's like you are. I said this last week. He is the government darling, no question. He gets government funds, no questions asked.
He got this. He got that money that they lent him during the whole.
Yeah,
Slender
and
thing.
he's like, how they made money on the deal and all that. He's the government darling. He's the guy that supplies the space station. He's a total guy in the system.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
No doubt about it.
So crypto lives in the DeFi world. Okay, and he can't possibly be. And I've thought about this a lot. He can't possibly be a DeFi advocate. He is an advocate for the current big government world that we're living in because he's the beneficiary of it. So I'm not saying that he's a particular type of opposition and he's doing this on purpose, but I don't think he's fully bought in. And I'm not saying it's nefarious, but I'm not happy with him. He's completely irresponsible.
Yeah, and the part that sucks is that he's so smart and doing so many great things. He could actually lead people to the promised land by actually doing the right thing and not trolling people and stuff
Right.
like that.
Exactly.
What is it? Elon, troll, great way to use his genius.
Yeah, he's a troll. He's a giant troll on it.
Yeah, he is.
Really sad.
But how much money did he make off it?
I'm not sure the
I think
number.
he sold 300 million worth. is
Yeah.
what I was reading on
Of what?
CoinDesk. Of Bitcoin.
The balance sheet that he liquidated.
He sold 300 million worth, I think.
Yeah, I think that sounds
Something
about
like
right.
that.
Yeah,
Nice little payday.
it was. He had 1.5 billion, and I think he sold 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Nice little payday for him.
Keeping that in mind, I noticed on Twitter that all the Doge maniacs got "We love you, Elon" trending on Twitter in the hopes that they could create some kind of a tweet from him so they could pump Doge up.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it was trending.
Let's get to Biogen here. Obviously, we talked earlier that they got approval for their. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the drug's name.
Yeah, good luck on that one.
Good luck on that. So highly political.
Halted and just went to the moon.
Yeah, highly political. You can see it was in the 260 range. Opened at 440, 430. They needed this to happen because there's not been anything for Alzheimer's. I can tell you there's a flood of stuff coming Alzheimer's way. I know there's people really trying to do this. I'm part of it. I founded ALZN Neuro. Those of you who don't know that, ALZN, when it's public, the symbol will be ALZN. I cannot talk about it, but what I can do is direct you to read the prospectus. Go to sec.gov, type in ALZN. David R., thank you for putting that up. When will ALZN be public? ALZN.
ALZN has an IPO template in place on Webull. I was just
I can't comment. I don't actually know what this is where I'm a little hazy on the rule.
Yeah.
If you read public filings and you read what people are saying in the news, they're hoping we're public this week or next week. I would read those news things. I'm not going to comment.
Right.
Yeah.
What I will comment on is this is an important topic to me. My mother-in-law died from Alzheimer's. My father currently has it. My aunt has it. My uncles have it. My grandparents died from it. I was adopted by my father, and he gave me my last name, and I basically dedicated myself to making sure that I got one drug into human beings, and that's my goal, is to get one drug, although we have two drugs at ALZN Neuro, and we are going to, no matter what, I'm going to do everything I can to get one drug into human beings. It has a chance. We partner with the University of South Florida. Read the prospectus. And when I can legally comment, I will, believe me, I will tell you all about it. I'm a big investor and a big believer in it. So you could read the prospectus and see what we're putting into it. So I don't know, how did I get on? Biogen. Sorry.
Yeah, Biogen.
Well, I got distracted. So Biogen, this is great news for the Alzheimer's community to have some hope. I do know that it helps a percentage of the people, but this is just the beginning, in my opinion, and not something that I'm excited about it, but we need a cure. We need great treatments. We need a lot of things in Alzheimer's. And this is just a little kind of first step after 20 years of there not being anything, right?
You finally have a first mover in the space.
Right.
And when you have a first mover, it opens up for subsequent movers.
Right.
Competition in the market.
Right.
And
I assure you there will be competition.
It's funny you mentioned that, because right after the halt and the parabolic move from Biogen, you have HOTH. Nick, if you don't mind.
I'll pull it up. I got it.
Okay. Well, I've got an article.
Oh, you got an article?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead with him.
HOTH Therapeutics announces sponsored research agreement with Washington University for novel Alzheimer's therapeutic HT-ALZ. That press release came out right after Biogen unhalted. This is led by several leading researchers, and it looks like that the Washington University is sponsoring this. And
interestingly enough, Washington University, there's a doctor there for the Diane Project, and they are actually on our advisory board at ALZN. So if you read our prospectus, you'll see that we have a connection to Washington University through the Diane Project, through one of the leaders there, who's a doctor there, a scientist who's on our advisory board.
Interesting news, and moved the stock quite a bit. In fact, ANVS and SAVA both had upside today.
Yeah, we've been talking about ANVS and SAVA, SAVA. We're long, for full disclosure, HOTH Therapeutics. We own it about 10 cents higher.
Yeah.
We are long. We have a position there. ANVS up to $4.70 today. I think it actually spiked intraday.
It moved pretty big.
I look at this. It was at nearly $80 before pulling back. A lot of excitement behind those names. Yeah. Here's Cassava, up $3.43. It spiked to 70 and some change.
I love that.
These are big moves here for sure.
That's a great shot.
But kind of the winner of the day here.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear. You're kind of heard it on this program. I believe you heard Carver out of Jason's mouth a few times.
Not the Carver from the show Dexter.
Right.
No, okay.
That's what you said.
Different Carver.
Yeah. Right. This has been a parabolic move for us. Actually closed at 1430. It went to 1480, 1490.
Rip City.
But let's look at the last 5 days. Okay. We bought this thing under $10. Look at that. Leave that chart up, please. Leave the chart up. We bought that under $10 less than 5 days ago. We loaded up.
We did.
Yeah.
But I had a thesis about
And we
it.
made $250,000 on that trade.
We did. We
Yeah.
alerted Wednesday. I had a thesis about
You did.
Juneteenth.
You have a thesis.
These
And to be
particular
clear,
stocks.
I made you sell.
Yeah.
I mean, I did kind of pressure you, right?
That's fine.
When it was at 1480, I said, we're selling.
I
And
said,
you're like,
wait, we're going to sell half at 15.
No,
And
I'm
then
like,
I thought
nope,
about I'm
no,
like, just
we're
take it
selling
all.
it. No.
Take the $250,000.
So we
and
took
run.
the full profit off today because we are focused on other things right now, and I felt like it was going to become a distraction. Plus, who doesn't want an extra $250,000?
No doubt.
It was a great
man.
trade, man.
Great
Yeah,
trade.
it was
a great
Kudos,
trade.
man.
Yeah.
Kudos.
We got another one that's in the pipeline, URG, uranium, and that one is percolating. So we alerted that one. I think
like that
I think
play.
we got that on at about $1.40. We got a pretty big position there, 150,000 shares. Target is $2. I want my $2. Better Off Dead from the Paperboy. Remember? I want my $2.
You know that,
I don't remember.
you know that nobody ever has ever quoted that to me.
That's a good one.
Remember?
And I'm not even a movie
$2.
buff.
I want my $2. Remember?
URG, I want my
And
$2.
he's chasing down Jason Cusack, or what's his name? John Cusack is
Yeah.
getting chased down. Oh my God! And then his chick like gets together with the ski boy, right? Remember the
Yep.
skiing guy? Oh my God!
Yep.
Was that called Better Off Dead?
Better Off Dead.
Oh yeah.
Good
That's,
one. Anyway, yeah. We want our $2, URG. And we're not going to leave
dude,
until it's there.
that's freaking me out, dude. I haven't heard anyone say that to me in a long time. I didn't know if anyone else saw that movie.
Yeah.
I saw it a
don't
long
see a
time
lot of
ago.
movies, but I saw that one.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a movie you got to watch? It really it's one of the rarest comedian movies that changed my life. It's called Defending Your Life with Albert Brooks.
Defending
oh,
Your
that's
Life.
a good movie.
Okay. Meryl Streep's in the movie.
All right.
And it talks about when you go to heaven, what happens.
Yeah.
And how we live our whole life in fear and you got to overcome your fear.
Right.
And I watched that movie for the first time. I thought to myself, wow, Albert Brooks, this is really deep. It's a pretty deep movie, but it's funny.
I got it.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't.
Are you serious?
Serious, yeah.
All right, I got it written
So
down.
for some reason, I don't know why it is, but I like Jewish humor.
Yeah.
I remember, sorry, my wife's probably watching this, but I love History of the World Part 1. The Inquisition.
Yeah, that's a great
What
movie.
a show. You look like the piss boy. You look like a bucket of whatever. Yeah. It's good to be the king, right?
What?
And have you ever seen it?
No.
You should see it.
Oh, my God. So when I first started dating my wife 20 years ago, whatever else, I said to her, oh, my God, you got to see one of my favorite movies by Mel Brooks. And I got to give you context because you know the movie Springtime with Hitler in Germany. What's it called? Come on. The Producers.
From the producer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
So prior to my wife, I dated this girl who was in Mamma Mia, and she did all this play stuff. She said, I really want to see The Producers. And I went, never heard of it. But it was being played in L.A., and I think it was like, that Martin Short,
Yeah.
and Matthew Broderick or whatever, Alan. It's a play.
Yo, the producers to play
Yeah,
on Broadway.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's Broderick and
Yeah. And so I went to see it.
Nathan Lane. Is
Yeah,
in it.
yeah, exactly. Nathan Lane was
Nathan
there.
Lane,
Yeah. I went to see it, and I didn't know it was done by Mel Brooks. I was completely out of it. Right? I was like 32 years old. I must have been clueless.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it, and I'm like, I couldn't believe the outrage. There was like Hitler on stage and tanks in Germany, Nazi Germany, and the whole thing was Springtime and Hitler with Germany. That was the play.
Yeah.
I thought politically massively incorrect 20 years ago. How could this ever have happened? How could this be possible? And then I look at the playbill, and it's Mel Brooks. That's how the only way it could be possible.
And it
Yeah.
clicked.
And I said, oh my God, 20 years earlier, the greatest show, I loved it, called History of the World Part 1, was Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
And I realized that there's a sense of humor there that you have to understand. My wife, I said, you got to watch this movie. And I sat down and watched it, and I realized she didn't laugh one time for the first half of the movie.
Really?
She didn't laugh.
Huh.
I don't get it, she said.
Remember when he comes down from the mountain and he says, Moses?
The
He's-
Lord Jehovah has
Yeah,
given us
yeah.
these 15.
10.
10 commandments for all of us to follow. You haven't seen that?
No.
That's
I'll look-
classic.
Oh my God, dude, you're watching it with me.
All right.
It is so funny. And I realize that some people don't appreciate that humor.
No, yeah,
right?
well-
And I'm one of the guys that does appreciate that humor.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's like and also a New York thing, like New Yorkers.
For
we're
sure.
all Jews.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
so-
I what was the point of that?
well, I think you were going back to Brooks, right? I think it was a
No,
Brooks
the point of
reference.
it was there was something we were just watching that you thought was funny. He brought up. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the give me my $2 thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the $2
Better
thing.
Off Dead.
Right.
Yeah.
So the whole point is that there's premium auto dealers. What's going on there?
CER3R. Do you live in Vegas? Because I need somebody
Hey, dude,
to clean our cars.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I-
joking. If you live in Vegas, I know it's only 99 cents, and I'm greatly appreciative of your super chat. CER3 premium auto dealers. I literally need someone to detail my car right now. If
Yeah,
you're living in
likewise.
Vegas, we'll sign you up.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah, trust me on that one.
Hand wash, man.
Where's he
He's
from?
looking at IDRA. He's got a question. Let me write that one
Recent
down.
insight.
Oh, he has a
Buying.
question.
That's perfect. We'll take care
He's
of that.
going to tell us he's not in Vegas, which sucks.
That does suck. Hey, Ravi, CUEN. We were in and out like a ninja. Traded that for a small profit.
See you, Ian.
Yeah. Remember
No,
that?
I want to get back to this. Where's my $2 thing?
Let's go.
Because I think it's when culturally you see something like that. Where's my $2? And people know it. It's like
Yeah.
it's a connection. I just love it.
Absolutely.
I love it a lot.
Like,
All
yo,
right.
Adrian, we did it.
Yeah.
Yo, Adrian, we
Like,
did
yo,
it.
Adrian.
He's in Texas. Hey, God bless Texas anyway.
URG.
Wow. I
Up
love that
7.9% to 164.
So Todd,
Give me my $2.
Todd, yeah, exactly. Todd likes to, he knows that I'm a fast trader. I see things quick. I want to move and act swiftly. I'm trying to dial it down a notch and give us some mid-term swing trades
Okay.
where we might hold for a week, which is like a eternity for me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get some tickers where we can put on a thesis, short-term thesis, mid-term thesis, and not like a day scalp, not like a day trade, but something that we
Good.
can hold and look at and admire for a few days,
Totally.
and then take all the profit.
There you go.
Love that.
Hey, let's go to the 5-day chart on Naked Brands. Can you pull that up? Leave it for a second.
Yeah.
This thing dips down to the low 60s and then rallies up all the way to the 90s, then pulls back to the 70s and goes back to the 80s today. Mm-hmm. What do you make of this, Jason?
I have an idea. Let me look at something real quick. Do we know the volume on Naked today? We were so busy with biotechs and a few other tickers. I didn't
You're
even
pretty
look.
heavy in the bio names today.
Yeah, 182 million in volume.
Yeah.
I've got a document that was sent to me from Papa G that I apologize, Papa G. I haven't really had a chance to study it yet. It's basically, it breaks down all the short positions, short interest, longs, telegram longs, all that stuff. Naked, I see in the short term probably consolidating.
Yeah,
and
because
we're
there's
looking
no-
for
there's
looking
no news.
Right,
There's no
that's
catalyst. So
exactly. You
it's
nailed
just
it.
undulations throughout the day. It's
Yep.
trading and market makers.
But if
Well,
I
the
were,
catalyst is going to be that they make an acquisition or something.
Well,
Isn't that going to be the catalyst?
course.
Sure. Yeah, we need a catalyst.
of course,
It needs a catalyst. Going crazy over what it did in a day when there's no news is
Yeah.
just madness, man. Go play some golf
yeah, exactly.
because you have no control over it at all. It's speculation and market makers making a market.
Yeah, exactly. We're seeing something with all this capital they're going to deploy, and I'm hoping that we're going to have some news from the CEO sometime. That's obviously a
Juicy.
forward-looking statement. I don't know anything that you guys don't know, but hopefully we can get some news, and then after that we can get some clarity on what this stock's going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been told for sure that he's going to interview with me, and that I'll be his first interview. Let's see if that's true.
All right, there's 110 people watching. I would venture a guess to say 70 of them hold Naked long.
Naked Army in the
Did you
house.
guys hear that?
I was told that I would be his first interview. I got to believe what they say, right?
Yeah.
We've been I almost feel like fearful of telling people this, but I've traded this thing up and back from 60 to 80 a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Well, this is right
No.
up your alley too.
Yeah, it's
can see it,
volatility.
you
I
got
trade
volatility.
volatility, etc.
Dude,
Yep.
at 110 million shares traded in a day, something like that's just a flesh wound. It's not
Yeah.
doing anything.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
There you go.
So I'm gonna pull up my screen real quick. Jason, you want to walk me through this?
What do we got here? Oh, this is the
Plasminogen.
yeah. Is this LMNL?
Yeah.
Yeah, LMNL. This is the one we put on Friday. Kind of a FOMO.
Pull back today.
Yeah, it pulled back today. It's riplasm, I guess, is what the drug is.
Can see it today. Pulled back. Full FDA approval goes backwards.
But I think what happened was so
It's
much.
up from 4, right?
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, the biotechs are so hot. A lot of the volume went to the Alzheimer's tickers today.
The Alzheimer's stocks suck the life out of the market.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, Friday, we were walking out the door. I was like, what do you want to do with this LMNL? And a part of me wanted to sell LMNL, but here we have it. We're long now.
$152 million market cap. The range 351 to 3145.
Huge former runner.
I guess you get approval and you go backwards.
It doesn't make sense to me. We'll see what happens.
After hours it ran, so it's, I mean,
Yeah.
what day was that? Was 2 days ago.
Yeah, we got
So these
long.
are people taking
I
profit.
we
can
got
tell you
long.
this, on Friday it was shorted pretty heavy.
take
Even
your
though it was late. Friday we had 44% short volume. Yeah, it was. Let's see what happened. I'm sure it was shorted pretty heavy today as well.
Hey, those of you who don't know our text number, 949-799-1831, 949-799-1831. We're going to go into the section 4 here. It was a little macro Marshall here. Is it Marshall macro or macro Marshall? I don't want to say macro.
Yeah, you don't want to say
Micro.
macro.
Marshall.
Macro.
Marshall.
Holy
macro?
mackerel.
Holy macro.
Macro with Marshall.
Oh, macro with Marshall? Is that going to be a thing?
Yep. It's a thing.
What about?
Boom.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's a bomb.
I like that one.
Nice.
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 I like that.
You started selling those contractors out there. You started selling your program, right?
I did, yes.
Is it what's the program about?
The program is a 60 to 90 minute call a week.
A week.
Yeah, on a continuous rolling 4-week schedule.
And you're training contractors.
Yeah.
And those are what do you train them in?
Well, I have about 40 chapters from pre-construction to delivery on a project. And I'm going to talk about them every week as I see fit. I might even do it sequentially, and then open up a 30-minute Q&A where I could go one-on-one and answer questions and kind of dive as deep as I can in that form into their business and help them as much as I can.
Wow.
So that's for builders, and then I also have one for entrepreneurs and salespeople and professionals. And I would really like it's an obvious home run with the builders, because I can
You
help
know
any
that space, right?
I can help any contractor on earth.
Yeah.
What I really would like is,
Can we pull that up? Can we put it on the screen right there? Those two screens.
I would
Go
like
ahead.
attorneys. See, attorneys stay away from me. I want to reach out to attorneys because I have pounded attorneys so badly because they're smart people, but they stink at negotiating. And when you have your attorney negotiate for you, you are going to catch a brick. It's going to be a bad negotiation. They don't know how to negotiate. They know how to read. They know how to focus. They know how to make an argument, but they can't sell
So-
or close a door.
Marshall, you think they would go to like the
Ouch.
Lexus dealership and just be laydowns?
Yeah,
Be
lay
like,
down.
Oh, MSRP?
What they'll be is annoying, and they'll nitpick on things, but they don't have a strategy in
Yeah.
place. They're not closers.
Yeah.
And I know because I have been warring with lawyers on contracts for 15 years.
Oh yeah.
And I love it. I mean, I have a ton of scalps, man. And they can learn. They can learn, but they stay away from me. They don't really come into my world, but it would be I would love to have some lawyers come on, even though they're not in my ecosystem, but I would love that.
Hey, that was a small tidbit of what's happening with Marshall. We're going to be covering that shortly. We have more news on Marshall coming later in the week, possibly. Lots to cover there. Let's go to viewer questions real quickly before we.
We got some tickers that are in question.
Let's go.
I like Amon. He's very active in the chat. He asked a couple questions here. You know, one of them that he's going to ask here is
What is it?
BRQS. BRQS.
BR.
Borks.
Oh,
Had a good day today.
Borks.
Wow, $1.
Yeah. That one is needs 10 business days to regain NASDAQ compliance, if I'm not mistaken.
So let me say to you the following. For full disclosure, I'm long Borks, but I'm not saying you should buy it.
Correct.
I bought Borks for a different reason than you may have buying for. And I flat out am just saying for full disclosure that I'm long Borks, BRQS. Wow, my vision's going bad.
Oh yeah. You need
Is
a
it
night-
really?
a night check?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of lights around here. Yeah. That's why.
I'm 51. I'm long Borks, and I'm flat out telling you, do not buy it because I'm long. I'm not filing a 13D on it. I'm not an activist. I'm not doing anything from them. I made an investment, a loan. I'm not long for the same reason you would be, and I would not recommend anything. Consult your own financial advisor, but I don't want to mislead you. We ask a question about Borks. I feel like I have to tell you I'm long the stock.
Let
fair enough.
me do one more. Just because Amon's very patient. One more ticker, TRVN. I'm not familiar with it. TRVN. Let's take a look at it here. Not familiar with TRVN.
Oh, he bought it today.
The Hudson Trader guy, by the way, brings up a really scary point.
What is it?
Let me read to you what he's saying. He's saying HOTH.
Yeah.
They pump anything and everything.
Uh-huh.
Was a marijuana story, then it was a COVID story, not an AD story, not loving the company, but stock might be fun. Wow.
Okay.
That's not negative. That's as negative as it gets. At least Hudson, listen, a lot of times we learn a lot from people who are in the audience. And Hudson Traders bring a lot of points up. You guys should go follow this guy. I mean, I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I'm not endorsing him. I'm just telling you, he's giving me a lot of information.
Seems like he has some background
Yeah, he
on
has
it.
some background on it, and he's doing something.
Okay.
And I didn't know that about Hoth, so I'll check it out. Appreciate that.
Okay, Oh man, another biotech. Man, the biotech space is beyond hot
It's
right
hot.
Yeah.
now.
It's hot.
Okay.
You don't know anybody going public or anything soon.
No, I don't know.
Sorry.
Trevena Inc. Okay, it's
Is that
engaged.
TRVN?
Yeah, TRVN. It's
Right.
developing Alinvo, which is a U receptor G protein pathway selective modular for the management of moderate to severe acute pain, where intravenous administration isn't preferred. Okay, so TRV 250 is the drug in development. Let's see. Amon, what do you want to know about this? Are they in phase 1 right now? I'll have to do some DD on this one. Let me write this down.
Stock spiked today.
Yeah, let me write this down.
Didn't every biotech?
Do a little more homework. I don't want to do the homework on air. I'll get Amon. I'll get back to you on this one for sure, Amon. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold me to that. Somebody just said Bitcoin just took a dump. Ravi said that, so I got to believe that's true.
Red pill. Check out WHLR.
WHLR. So, in case you don't know, Red Pill is actually me. That's my personal YouTube account. So
Is that true?
yeah, WHLR. Trying to red pill people.
Oh my
looking
God!
up.
I know this. I know the founder of this company.
Wheeler.
Well, I do. Yeah.
Wheeler real. Oh, this is a REIT.
Yeah, I know this story very well.
Okay.
Right.
You want to talk a little bit about it? Or?
A lot of change in management, and these guys were big on, I believe, grocery stores.
I'm looking at it.
And they got just pounded during COVID. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're right. They focused on acquiring and managing retail properties.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know the founder. He was moved out. Hudson Trader. Hey Todd, did you make a chunk of money on MOSY? Yes, I did. I would not buy MOSY. Listen, you need to go back and see. Josh, can you put in the link here the MOSY
Yep.
the MOSY rewind?
Rewind.
No, I'm not a
Yep.
fan. I'm not a fan of the CEO. No, I like the CEO. Sorry, I'm not a fan of the CFO. Not even a little bit. Not even an ounce bit. The way he treated me, the way he treats shareholders, I wouldn't have anything to do with.
Full disclosure, I am long MOSY at $7.05 in my personal account.
Yeah, you're long MOSY. I'm not long MOSY. I sold all my MOSY. I followed the 13D. We made a profit. We got out of it. It was a profit. I'm not revisiting
yeah.
that trade. Nope. Nope.
I'll be out of MOSY quickly.
LPX, room to grow. LPX.
Oh boy, what's the news on Bitcoin?
Building materials. I'd be bullish on that.
Guys, Bitcoin is not dead. Blah,
Depends
blah,
on
blah.
what. Yeah, I know. It's
It just dropped
crazy.
$2,000.
Yeah, I saw that. I just
Louisiana
checked. I
Pacific.
saw the comments.
Jeez.
What's the year to date look like?
It's like this. The day to day. See, the
Wow.
difference between me and a lot of the audience is that they're traders. Some of these guys might be a little bit younger, looking to make money like
True.
right now. What I do is I have a macro outlook. I have a thesis, and what I do is I accumulate a position, a very, very large position.
Uh-huh.
And if my thesis plays out, these are big wins, massive wins. So it's a little different than trading and
Let's
picking
bring
up
up
some
my
money
chart
every
real
day.
quick, my screen. Louisiana Pacific looks great long term, but keep in mind it's a big, large cap. I have no thesis
Yeah.
on it other than it's a building material company. I don't know how you wouldn't stay long that. It's up 35% year to date, or for the 1 year. Year to date, it's probably up another 25%. And I don't have any value there to add because it's huge, and I don't have an edge other than I'm I'm long construction material. I mean,
Yes, definitely.
I own a steel stock. Friedman Industries is one of our largest holdings. In fact, it is one of our largest holdings, FRD. And we bought it lower, a lot lower, 40% lower. And it's because of steel. What is this? CUEM Therapeutics? What are your thoughts? Wow. Can you look at this CBAY?
Josh, can you send our address to Double Trouble so I can get that extra T-shirt? Double Trouble has an extra T-shirt.
Oh, awesome.
For me.
Send that over, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Let's see what we got. What's the ticker? I'm sorry.
CBAY. CBAY.
CBAY.
It's related to COVID, though. See the news there? It says something
Yeah.
about Putin and COVID.
Oh yeah, this is a
Year to date, it's down $1. 6 months, it's down $2.
they're
1
actually-
month, it's up 90 cents.
Yeah, CBAY, their core group of drugs is concentrating on treating metabolic diseases, including serious, rare, and orphan diseases. They have 2 pipeline drugs right now: MBX 2982 and CB001.
Another bio, man.
Okay. Looks like some liver issues.
The 6 months looks like it's gotten hit pretty hard.
I'd have to
Yeah.
see with these biotechs.
I mean, it's spiking. It's probably purely on the news that everyone and their mother's buying biotech right now.
If you're going to go long on biotechs, you got to check their balance sheets, cash on hand, burn rate. All this stuff is very important. What stage their drugs are in. I mean, if you're
That
just
goes
gonna,
to an important. Hey, we're gonna extend, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, that goes to an important point that you were making earlier. Why do we sell Carver? We forgot to tell people. You're worried about an offering. You're
Yeah,
not saying it's going to happen.
No.
But with the run up, maybe they want to get a little more equity, right?
yeah, I just want, you know what? We were in around 10. Let's get out around 15. There's nothing wrong with 50% profit.
No, but you were worried that, hey, you may wake up one day, they sell 1 million shares in an offering, right?
I don't want them to rip that in my face where they sell like 1 million shares at $10.
Like what AMC did last week.
Keep in
They
mind,
did
like,
a bunch of deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a bunch of deals. So, you know what? In this market and with this administration and with the chaos going on in the markets, I'm very content taking 50% profit in 3 trading days. That's fine.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Speaking of deals, you hear Saylor floated $400 million worth of bonds today?
I saw that.
Is that true?
Yes.
$400 million to buy more Bitcoin.
MicroStrategy. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, man.
Where's it at right now?
Did they get done?
Yeah, I think.
I'm sure it did.
I'm pretty sure it's done.
Let me see this.
It's unbelievable.
He's
So
an
he's
animal.
he's up. I know. Even with Bitcoin at current prices around between 34 and 36, he's up $1 billion on that position. Yeah, because he owns 92,000. He owns 92,000 Bitcoin at $24,000 cost average.
Just down 4% today. He's doubling
What is
down.
MicroStrategy's down?
Yeah, down 4%.
I'm really excited. I saw a new Bitcoin bond. I
Yeah.
got to read this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big bet.
400
man.
million.
Big double down.
So
Yeah, 92,000
MicroStrategies
Bitcoin.
is selling a new
yeah,
Bitcoin bond.
92,000, yeah.
Software provider doubles down on digital assets.
I love that guy.
Well,
Man.
pouring cash.
You want to talk about diamond hands.
MicroStrategy. Oh, I see. This is crazy.
Yeah,
man.
he's the man. He's the man.
Wow.
He's the man. So as a store of value, obviously, you know, I'm convicted, but I have another thesis. I'm in thesis development, and I'm pretty convicted on as well right now about Ethereum. And when the time is right,
I want to hear. I need to hear
Microtimes,
about that eventually.
MicroStrategies is borrowing $400 million to buy Bitcoin. Is also writing down the value of its existing holdings. It's the first junk bond sell using financing purchase with a volatile currency. The Tyson's Corner, Virginia-based software company. Oh, I used to have a restaurant in Tyson's Corner too. Wow,
I love it.
that's
man.
out. That's in the. That's
Right
that's a nice
outside
place.
of DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right across the river.
Said the filing Monday. Senior notes will be available to qualified institutions. The private placement is $23 million higher than the company's entire operating cash flow.
Wow.
Since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bitcoin data, MicroStrategies is in the separate filing, said it is taking roughly $284 million charge during this quarter earnings related to the loss, related to functions, fluctuations of price of the digital asset. Wow, the amount. Wow.
Yeah. So if you think about it, I mean, he's up $1 billion on that position.
Right.
So he's turned what would be cash reserves on a balance sheet that are just sitting there doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He made $1 billion off of it. I mean, to give that back to your shareholders, you should be kissing the guy on his lips.
That's macro sailor for you.
Macro, man.
We'd love to have an
Well, you
interview
have
with
cash
him.
on a balance sheet, cash in hand, and you know you're in an inflationary environment, what are you doing with the money to beat the hurdle rate? That's the other thing about Bitcoin is that it's also a reserve asset for corporations. Think about it.
Wow.
Think about it.
400 million more.
Because you're sitting on a melting ice cube, and I think I'm getting way more convicted on the
Those
Ethereum
those
trade.
bonds are not done yet.
No, but
No,
they'll
But
be
they're going to
shortly.
be done. I want to find out. He's got a shelf. I want to find out what happens there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
400 million, man.
Right.
Man.
Let's check Biogen in the aftermarket, and then Skyla, we're going to go to you. Any more viewer questions? 394.44.
What do we got here?
Oh, hold on. I want to see that question.
I'm looking.
What was your restaurant?
It was called Polymoto's Asian Bistro, and I did it with Morimoto, the famous Iron Chef, and it did not work out well.
Ah,
Really?
Yeah, I tell you when I lose money. I tell you when I make money. I didn't make money there. I
Yeah.
lost money. But I love Tyson's Corner. It's a great mall.
yeah.
Tyson's Corner 2. And that area, and I was really amazed by driving down the freeway there, all the defense contractors.
Oh yeah.
It's like a big.
They were all there,
You-
man.
Didn't you feel like the Washington industrial complex is there?
No doubt about
It's
it.
like a powerful.
You guys
thing.
like
doubt.
Old Town Alexandria? You
Oh,
been-
yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
that.
Heck
I've only been
yeah.
there a couple times. Andrea and I went there. I
I
really
love
like
that whole area, man.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the things I want to talk about real quickly before we go to Skyla is that for sure, Jason is going to be hosting a poker tournament where we're going to have a tournament played when you come on to Risk On, and you're going to buy in. There'll be a little bit of a buy-in, but we're going to put up a cash prize. And Jason's going to be hosting at one of the casinos that night when we have dinner. I'm so excited about this Risk On conference. Playing poker with Jason.
Are we going to juice the prize pool with some Bitcoin or something?
Oh, maybe we should.
We juice it?
That's
Look
a
at
good
coming up
idea.
with some ideas
Let's
here.
do that.
I'm
great
so
idea. All right,
excited
cool.
about Risk On the conference. Josh is going to be here next week to help with the planning, meeting with Evan. He's learning this on the
All
fly
right.
as we go, my friend.
Yes.
Josh, what do you think about the last minute nature of this conference? Some people are telling me we should have it in September. I want to have it in August.
Listen,
They're saying
you-
it's too hot.
You can't do it in September, the World Series of Poker, and I'm going to be live in that thing. I'm going to be playing a lot of tournaments.
Right.
August is good, man.
August is good?
Yeah.
We don't have
August
a
is
lot
good.
of time here.
Yeah.
Let's get going. We got one more thing to accomplish in the short term, you know.
Yep.
And then after that, we're
After
kind of
that,
we're
we're
kind of
good,
like
right?
just yeah.
Skyla.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Yeah, Skyla. Mm-hmm. Skyla and I went and did some golfing today, this weekend at
Yesterday,
TPC.
Yeah.
4.5 hours in 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
Hitting that ball.
It was a lot of fun though.
I have to be appropriate. Let's just say my niece, who did have shorts on,
Yeah.
wore like a golf skirt kind of thing, and was very what's the word? She was what's the word? She was dressed nicely. Is that
Yeah.
the right word?
Sure.
No, what do you call it when someone's like dressed like a cute golfer? You're like dressed up like with a proper attire.
Appropriately.
What?
Appropriately.
It's not appropriate. I'm thinking of a better word. She was
sharp.
stylish.
Stylish.
She was stylish.
Skyla was
And she's
stylish.
out there hitting the ball, and
Thank
she's a
you.
pretty good golfer. She's getting better.
I'm getting better.
She kept saying to me, "You don't realize I'm good." I said,
Yeah, because some
Skyla,
days you're really good and some days you're bad.
That's
Like,
golf.
That's golf.
That's golf,
So-
right?
Head down.
And so the entire 18 holes. Of course, my son Chase played, and he is 21 years old. UCLA graduate, played football there. Natural athlete. Played baseball, football, basketball, everything you can think of, lacrosse. And he's only been playing golf for a year, and he kills it. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot believe what a great golfer my son is. And I said to him, why wouldn't you go get your PGA card? He's like, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, how do you just think about getting your PGA card?
Dude, he needs to do it.
He crushed the ball like 330 yards.
Yeah, he was ripping it.
He
It was
kills the ball.
It was fantastic.
He has a good short game. Him and I were hitting. Now, there were I'm okay occasionally. I'm a terrible golfer, but there are moments of glory.
Yeah.
And that's why you keep going back.
That's why it's called a golf shot.
Yeah.
Man.
And a couple golf shots were real golf shots where
Yeah,
I was
man.
by the pin, like 2 feet from the pin.
It haunts you.
Yeah, it haunts you. You want to
Yeah,
go back
you
and
wanna
see
go
if
back.
you can do it again.
Yeah.
Chase, let me speak to Chase real quick. Chase, this is important. You're 21?
He is 21.
Chase, listen, I played minor league baseball. I had to go have Tommy John surgery. I never went back to give it another shot after the surgery. I'm always going to have that doubt in my mind. What if I would have went back and gave it a full try? Chase, try to go after your pro card, man. I know that's something that's in your dreams. Like, you need to go ahead and consider that now while you're young, because you don't want to have any doubts about
He
it.
is
when
thin,
you're
muscular, strong as
Do
an
it.
ox.
If-
He's down about 25 pounds after leaving football.
yeah, he needs to
He
do
had a
it.
lot of muscle. He was really
yeah.
huge.
Well, they're in the weight room and sucking
and he
out
has a great
creatine.
swing, and it was great. Skyla, what'd you think of golf?
I loved it. I mean, I thought it was a good like family bonding experience. Honestly,
What
it
did you
was
think
fun.
of the TPC?
Oh, such a beautiful course, but it was really hard.
It
like
is a
very
really
difficult
hard
course,
professional
but-
course.
Yeah.
And there's a couple
Yeah.
times where Skyla and I are like, really? Because there's like big caverns over rock to get to the other side of the
Yeah.
fairway. And
But like, how are we supposed? Where even is the flag? Like, you can't even
Yeah.
see it.
What about
it's
the
just
greens?
like
Were the greens fast?
so far?
so
No.
they actually
No?
gave us, they had aerated the greens, so they actually gave us credit. And my son and Skyla spent the money on merch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So the greens were crap.
Wow, we're supposed to be wrapping it up. Where did the heck did this
No, we're not
show
wrapping
go?
it up.
We're going to
So
extend a little
extending.
bit?
Yeah, we're extending.
Okay,
for sure.
good.
Hey, where is everybody
What do you mean?
for the Risk on Sports?
I can go get them.
Yeah, I think you do. But first,
Right.
Skyla, let's talk about the joke of the day. And let's make, is it clean or not?
Yeah. So actually, I have this really great joke about construction, but I'm still working on it.
She's right.
Nice.
Nice.
delay.
Is
Yeah.
that how it works?
That's how it works, man.
You know what's funny?
That's how it works. I
My
made a lot
whole-
of money on that.
My whole life, when I first started in business, I thought to myself, by the way, this is one of the things we're going to cover when you come to the conference, is we're going to cover how to get started in your business. If you're having trouble, Marshall and I are going to talk to you about it. We're going to have other experts there because I've started a bunch of businesses. I've been involved in a lot of startups and things like that, and IPOs and other things, right?
Yep.
For sure.
But when I first started in business, I was about a year into it, and I'm thinking to myself, I can't get anything done. How does a building ever get built? How does a skyscraper ever become a skyscraper? I don't understand how this happens.
Totally. There is a lot involved. It's extremely dynamic.
It's crazy.
It starts with everybody getting on the same page
Sure.
and strong leadership. If you have a weak leader, a weak project executive, project manager, it's not going to get done.
Kinda
Randy
sounds
Kepler.
familiar with this country right now.
Randy, what's
Yeah.
up, buddy?
How's it going, guys?
Hey, Randy.
Randy's in the house. What's happening right now?
It was an exciting Formula One race. I don't know if you caught any of it. Finally, what I've been praying for happened.
Why don't you walk us through it?
Yeah, what happened was, first of all, Charles Leclerc took pole for Ferrari. So
Leclerc.
that's 2 in a row for Ferrari, and it seems like they've turned the corner performance-wise. But in the race, when the race started, Leclerc took the lead, but then he was quickly passed by Hamilton and also by Verstappen and Perez in the Red Bulls. He didn't have the race pace as he did in the qualifying, but then all of a sudden on lap 31, Lance Stroll crashed.
Let's go to my screen real quick so we can bring that up for everyone
Yeah, did you see
while
it?
Randy's talking. Go ahead, Randy.
Yeah, so on lap 31, Lance Stroll crashed. He just lost control of the car inexplicably. Pirelli's investigating. They think there was a tire failure possibly. And so they brought out the safety car at that point and cleared the debris for about 5 laps. But what's weird is later on, Verstappen crashed with 5 laps to go. He was leading the race, probably going to win the race. He crashed. Then they stopped the race. They red flagged it and stopped the race and made him do a complete standing restart. This is a new rule this year. So once that happened, they restarted the race. It was a fresh race for only 2 laps to go at the point of this restart. Hamilton went bonsai into the first corner, locked his brakes, went off in the runoff area, and ended up last, and everybody passed him. So it was awesome. And then Sergio Perez went on to win.
Vettel
said-
was second.
You heard him say it
Vettel
was
incredibly, yeah.
Nobody likes Hamilton. It's like, because he's just so good and he wins so much.
Yeah.
Team Mercedes is just so dominant.
Well, yeah, they've done a great job. I mean, Todd thinks I discriminate against Mercedes. It's nothing
No,
to do
you
with
do.
that.
No, you do discriminate against
Well, I just don't. I
you
just
do.
I like
There's
who I
not- I
like.
don't think
mean,
it. I know you do.
yeah, I'm not going to not give credit to those engineers and the team guys.
You have to
I mean, they're doing
understand
it.
for me, like, okay, remember the Braun car? When
Yeah.
Jensen Button and what's his name went to race for LeBron, the Braun car?
Yeah.
And then it became Mercedes, and Jensen Button won a championship on that car?
Right.
I became a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I couldn't
Team
help
Ferrari.
I drive a Mercedes. I love Ferrari. I named
love
my
Team
son
Ferrari.
Enzo.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me. But it's a good team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mercedes team is the
But
best.
listen, Perez, though, follow me something. I'm confused. Perez is on Red Bull, but where was he? Because a few years ago he wasn't.
Last year he was on the team that's Aston Martin now. It used to be called Racing Point. They were pink
They
and
were
white
the pink
cars.
ones, right? And
Yeah.
is Perez the guy that's sponsored? Is he Mexican?
Yeah.
So he's the guy who was sponsored by Carlos. What's his name? The richest guy.
Slim.
Yeah.
Carlos Slim, right?
Yeah.
So he beat out the other guy, Abon or whatever his name was. Was his name Abon?
Albon.
Do you remember a couple years?
Yeah, Albon had a contract, but then he wasn't perform. He was underperforming, so they pulled him and they made him a test driver, and they brought in Perez. But Perez won the race, which was the race directly after the one where Grosjean crashed in that huge crash.
Right.
There was 2 back-to-back races in Bahrain, and then Perez won the second one because Hamilton wasn't racing. And that was an exciting race, too. So I'm saying sometimes when Hamilton's out of the mix or he makes a mistake, that makes the race more exciting.
Why wasn't
because
Hamilton racing?
he had COVID.
He had COVID.
He got COVID the week after that crazy Romain Grosjean crash.
And then Gasly, look at him. Now the Alpha whatever team is that?
Alpha
Red Bull
Tauri,
team.
that's a junior Red Bull team.
Junior Red Bull team, right? And Leclerc, I never say his name right.
Leclerc.
He was number 4,
Yeah.
and then Lando Norris was number 5.
Yeah. It was incredible.
Wow.
It was incredible dicing at the end between these guys. They all were going for it with like 2 laps to go. Once Hamilton went off, it was like the gloves were off. Everybody was going for it, man. It was awesome.
Well, Alonso was P6.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Wow.
It was excellent. This is what Formula One needs. I mean, you can ask fans around the world. They were thrilled with this race. I mean, you don't want to see a Mercedes parade every week. They've dominated for 7 years.
15. Lewis Hamilton was 15.
Yeah, they got no points. That's the first time he hasn't got points in 54 races.
And Verstappen, he didn't finish.
Right, he had a
And
huge.
Stroll didn't finish either. Wow.
Right, they
okay.
both had huge crashes, and Pirelli's investigating. They think it might have been a tire failure. Pirelli's investigating right now. They don't know what exactly happened, but these cars just flicked left and right into a cement wall. I mean, for no reason.
So standings right now is Verstappen. Whoa. Verstappen, even though he didn't finish, he passed Lewis Hamilton. Right, so Red Bull's in number 1 driving standards, right?
Right.
And then Perez is number 3.
Right, but he's still far back. You get 25, I believe, for a race win, so he'd have to win a couple more to get up to where those guys are. And
You
get
got
ahead
Hamilton and Verstappen neck and neck.
of them. Yeah.
Has Verstappen Max won a championship yet?
No.
Because he's really was the young hope for
Right,
winning
this
a
is his best
championship.
chance. This year's his best chance. He didn't really have a chance the other years. Everybody thinks he's a world champion of the future, but you need all the things to come together, the team and the equipment and everything. And he has it this year. It's looking pretty good. Honda's thrown it all in. They're pulling out after this year, which is kind of weak. They came in 5 years ago with McLaren.
Who's going to be the engine then?
They're gonna brand their own engines.
Oh,
they're
wow.
gonna purchase, I guess, the rights or something from Honda, and then make their own engine. It'll be Red Bull will manufacture their own engine.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so this is a Risk On Sports episode that goes inside Risk On. I know this throws people off a little bit. We try to make it one show. I know Randy's not a fan of that. But the reality is it's pretty hard for us to film during the day because we have our day jobs, so we try to get it all together. And we love sports, and Jason's on a tear. It's about a risk-on lifestyle. It's not just sports, but entertainment. It's macro with Marshall. It's real estate. There's a lot of other things we're doing. Marshall and I are putting together a really nice real estate fund as we speak. There's all kinds of how to get your business started, how to make money. Risk On is just not about stocks.
Right.
My whole life has not been about stocks. It's about starting things, right?
That's right.
And taking a risk and going out there and getting something for yourself, right?
Totally.
And helping others along the way.
Absolutely.
Jason, you started with a $1,200 bankroll.
Yep.
And you're proving to people they don't need to have a lot of money to make a few thousand extra a month.
That's it.
Why don't you give us an update on baseball, and then we're going to call it a day.
I took the weekend off. I was feeling a little burned out, so I didn't make any bets over the weekend. Tonight we've got some wagers. There's only 3 games in Major League Baseball tonight.
949-799-1831. 949-799-1831. Type in ROS if you want the picks. I get them all the time, but of course I'm partners with you and we're winning.
Yeah, we're winning.
We're at $1,200 bankroll is now worth what right now?
We took a step back. We're at 6,000.
So 6,000, 1,200 to 6,000. Let's talk about the record real quick.
We're actually 500. We're playing 500 baseball on the straight pick, 66 and 66.
Right, and what about the parlays?
40 wins, 91 losses. But you got to keep in mind when I play a parlay, the odds of us when we win are much greater than 2-1.
Sure.
So we're about 2-1 on wins and losses, but the odds they give us are usually anywhere from 3 to 10-1.
$1,200 is now $6,000, and you're 2 months into it.
Yeah, we're 2 months into it. I like just to give you a little teaser tonight. I do like Kansas City tonight. They're bringing up a kid from AAA. He's a monster. Plus 140 gives you if you bet 100, you win 140. I like their chances tonight. I'm rolling with the Royals tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, 949-799-1831. If you want those picks, ROS, we'll text them right to you. My friend Randy, got any last thoughts at all?
Last thoughts is I just want to say congratulations to the Golden Knights here in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Tied up the series 2-2 against Colorado, and they're an exciting team, man. I don't know if you guys follow the playoff hockey, but it's awesome.
Pacioretty, what a beast. You know, every time
Yeah.
they score a goal, I can hear the air horn go off at my condo. So I know they're ahead before I
Wow.
refresh on ESPN.
Wow.
It's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Hey, let's end it on a note. We're going to wrap it up right now. Marshall,
Yes.
you take us home, buddy. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that it's great to be here. I love being with you guys. Buy the dip.
Yes.
Totally.
Hey,
Love
thanks to Marshall, Jason, Randy, Nick, Brett, Willie, everyone in the house. Douglas Gens is here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Nice.